Hello everyone, I am Dinesh Kumar Yadav, Assistant Professor in Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. I welcome you all for today's online lecture organized by MOE IIMT Engineering Innovation Cell and Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Our today's speaker is Professor Dr. Naveen Rathi. He is Senior Innovation Ambassador and Professor in Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. His today's topic is pitching events for POCs developed and linkage with innovation ambassadors for mentoring support. Now I request Professor Dr. Naveen Rathi to continue with his lecture. Over to you, Rathi sir.
Thank you, sir. Is the screen visible to all? Dinesh sir, is the screen visible?
Visible, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah.
So please make it full screen.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. This is Professor Rathi, and it's a proud and privileged moment for me to share my views for the today's session, which itself is purely based on the proof of concept. That is the pitching event, the proof of concept which have been developed, and how we can link it with the innovation ambassador for mentorship course. Friends, to start up with, let me tell you that why this POC developed and relationship with our mentor support along with the innovation ambassador is important. Coming on to the new education policy, which have been recently defined and been told to implement in each and every corner of the education, that is in higher educational institutes, maybe schools. Reason being, the innovation ambassadors who got training from the MHRD, they can provide a complete mentorship tools to the students who are thinking, or rather who have already initiated to become the entrepreneur. So this being an activity under the banner of IIC MHRD cell, where the innovation ambassadors like myself and many more who have got training to provide a helping hand to the students who require a complete mentorship support to bring their ideas into reality. And when I say reality, it means their ideas are feasible, their ideas are viable, and they can be a helping hand in serving the society. And above all, to accomplish the domain, vision, and mission of the entire nation, which our Honorable Prime Minister Modi sir has briefly announced, Atmanirbhar Bharat, which has been an initiative towards the Smart India concept. So, friends, it is my privilege to share my knowledge and how best I can support you. What are the features available in the current scenario, where we can assist you in converting your real ideas into the purpose of solving the society needs. So, before going into the detail, let me tell you, I'll be talking brief about entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs. What has to be the mindset of an entrepreneur? what have to be their approaches and parameters involved in it, how the entrepreneurs act as visionaries and the innovators, and then I'll take some case studies of the successful entrepreneurs, how they have pitched their business. In a brief personal assignment, I expect everybody to do it in their life and see how you have been benefited from this assignment. Then, as we are talking about the proof of concept, so I'll be talking about, for before going into the proof of concept, what should be the design thinking process, what phases you have to go through, and how you can convert your really ideas which you have thought of into the practical implementation in serving the society. So, friends, what is entrepreneurship? Before going into entrepreneurship, let me ask a very brief question to all of you. Why we are here on this platform? If any one of you can give the answer, you can put up in the chat box here. Why we are? Why we want to become an entrepreneur? Why we are on this platform today? Why we are listening this lecture? How it can be beneficial? So this why is very important in life. So they say why you are doing this engineering, why you are doing MBA, why you are doing BBA. So this why plays a very important role. So some students will say, sir, I am doing this BBA to get a good job. Then ask yourself, why you want a good job? Then somebody will say, sir, I want to be happy, I want to live a luxury life. Then again ask yourself, why you want to live a luxury life? Why you want to be happy? Because first two why, it's easy to give the answer. But when you ask yourself why you want to be happy, why you want to live a luxury life, then it's difficult. You have to think twice before giving the answer. So this, if you give the answer, why you want to be happy, why you want to live a luxury life, you become an innovator. You become an entrepreneur. That quality has already been there in you if you are able to give the third answer of the why. So, I think on this platform today, all the audience who are available, they are mostly from engineering domain or maybe managerial domain, or maybe some science background students, the academicians and the researchers. Everybody has got an idea. There are billion of ideas floating in our mind, right from the morning till you lay down on the bed. So there's a flood of the ideas. So, but how many of we people have thought process of converting those ideas into reality? Can our ideas be converted into the need of serving the society, which our society is in demand of? So that is how that why plays a very important role. Before going into any startups or any business, or you want to become an entrepreneur, so this why plays a very important role. So what is entrepreneurship? So you are creating a business which an enterprise is capable of entering into a new or established market by deploying the resources and people in a unique way. Then, who is an entrepreneur? When I say who is an entrepreneur, means a person who creates and manages changes and who recognizes the opportunity, who is looking after the needs of the society, who sees what the demand of the society, what the society wants, what is the problems faced by the society, what are the challenges which have been thrown by the nature to the society. We know that everybody has been going through this rough phase of this pandemic. And the people if would have not thought of these problems and challenges, then things would have become more worse. So entrepreneurs, it always keeps on creating and managing the change based on the opportunities available in the society. And above all, we have to manage the resources. And in order to take advantage of the opportunity and the create a venture. Now, what is the mindset of an entrepreneur? How they're different in comparison to the normal mindset? They always use the needs, the problems, and challenges as the opportunity. So, when I say this, just as in pandemic, there are many entrepreneurs who have taken this pandemic as challenges. They have seen opportunities also there in terms of the business. And to some extent, some social entrepreneurs, they have seen some problems which are very basic and which they can help the society in solving it. So they are being termed as the social entrepreneurs because they are non-profitable. They are serving only to the needy. Then an entrepreneur always comes up with innovative ways to deal with these challenges and the problems. They realize that they are in the business of creating the value. They think, they learn ahead above others, and definitely consolidate the opportunities before they become obvious. So this is a mindset of an entrepreneur, how their approach is. And they're always visionary and act as a leader. They always see the needs as the opportunities. So when I say these needs as the opportunities, let me take why they think it, this need as the opportunity. Because if a society is having some need, and to accomplish those needs, they are going to spend something. So for that, when you're spending something, it means a business is being available. So every time an entrepreneur always sees the problems, the needs around her, and they always try to make profit or create the value out of it. And needs and problems, as it's a good thing, it's a blessing to the entrepreneur. Let me take one example. Coke. It is being sold by Coca-Cola. The first time, how they have taken it as an opportunity, your thirst. Your thirst is the opportunity which the Coca-Cola company has seen. And they started making the different drinks. Maybe not a cold drink, maybe a cold water, maybe another handful of the different drinks available in terms of the milkshakes, the cocoa powders, which can be flooded with. So these are the opportunities. So society needs a thirst. Everybody feels thirsty. So if anybody gives you a glass of water, it's a blessing to you. So the needs are converted as the opportunities. This is the mindset of an entrepreneur. No, before going into it, let me take this Coke, because this is how they approach, how their approach is, how their mindset is. That is what I want to focus on. It is not now we people are thinking of this Coke. So it has been, you see this ad. This ad is of 1939. They sent black and white Coca-Cola advertisement. This lady which you are seeing in this picture, she was a ballet dancer. So this is not that today we people are crazy about the icons who are the portrait images to the society. Not only the fames and names, politicians, or you can say it as the leaders, the visionaries, because brand building itself comes when people see their what you call it as a life set examples of the leaders in front of them. And then people start buying it. Many of you people have seen this Salman Khan being put up in the ad, and the Akshay Kumar has been put up in the ad for so many cold drinks ads. So this is from the 1939. It has been already going on. So this mindset is not fresh today. Brand building is very important. So this they have put this ballet dancer Valenchuka. She was from Czechoslovakia, and that she was being portrayed at the first advertisement. And then came the colored pictures, and then the black and white being converted into colored images, along with his two mates. They were also being put up because they were very well renowned at that time, the ballet dancers. And then they come up with so many brands. They come up with so many brands, and Coca-Cola was one of the leading examples, which I feel have put up a brand itself in the society today, around the globe, around the globe. And then they thought of kids, because when you approach a particular section of the society, you cannot forget the kids. They are the kids are always attracted towards the small teddy bears, and then now it has become a habit in the society. Everybody, any particular occasion, maybe an anniversary, maybe a birthday, maybe a marriage, they give this teddy bear. So this teddy bear is not being focused today itself. It has been available from maybe what I call it as from 1960. It started developing like that. And it was a time I still remember in my school days, 1987, when I was in class 12. My friend circle, my friends were very close to me, and we were celebrating the birthday. It is the 19th. They gave a teddy bear. So this teddy bear, this teddy bear is not that everybody has to put it over. So this is basically an idea how the brands are being building, how the opportunities are being grasped by the and so they come up with this. So now it has become an icon. So how beautiful it looks. So how you catch to the society to sell your product. So that has to be mindset has to be there. Then there are different innovative ways to solve the problem. For an entrepreneur, you require to be practically skilled, a very good problem solver, and you should always focus on the resources which are available around you to solve the problem. Let me take one example. I'll go directly to the scene over there. Everybody knows him, Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon.com. Is there anyone who doesn't know him? This fellow was working on the Wall Street. I'm telling you the background of this people. He was working in a Wall Street. And he thought that in his friend circle only, he one time realized and analyzed that the people have books which people have read it, and they don't know what is to be done with those books now. So he thought of an idea. During his job on the Wall Street, he read in a newspaper one article that the web is the future in the coming generation. So he talked with his friends, collected all the books, and come up with a platform where all the persons who have got those books, they can come online and can share their books with each other. So this is how it started. And today, 92% growth in the stock market. The billionaire now. So he thought of those ideas, a very visionary man. How he thought future is of the web. People will be using this web. People will be coming on this digital platform. And why not to start up? Then he left his Wall Street job and started his own. And then started in 1997 with mere $2.44. Today the scenario is 65.104, a growth of 92%. Or maybe more than that. So everybody knows that today. So he started with selling the books, sharing the books, and now what you don't find on Amazon. Maybe crores of the products are available. So this is how the entrepreneur mindset has to go. This is how you have to think in terms of the long-term opportunity. Then he creates value to the society. How? He has increased the number of customers which have been served by the products and service. People are using his platform. He has reduced the cost of a business. He have improving on the quality of products and the services and inventing a new product or service. Because when you say as a startup, it doesn't mean as an entrepreneur you only have to design a product. It can be a service, right? It can be a social service, right? It can be an individual service being served to the society or a new product service. So how the Amazon has created that value? Now today we can access everything online. The only thing required is an internet to access it. So after initial success with stopping of the books, so now today what not is available, as I told you, it started with movies and electronic products and what not today. And Amazon is the one entrepreneur site which I've seen they are improving their website regularly to make it more customer friendly as possible. If you see it, there's a feedback link over there where they always expect the feedback from the customer. And this feedback is being analyzed by its team and they continuously keep on improving their website to make it more customer friendly. So if you compare it in that particular day when they all started in an initial phase, Amazon with the bookstore. So in bookstore, it is only available for 9 to 5, but Amazon it's 24/7. It is available. But only thing you require is an internet or maybe a credit card as a potential customer. So they have automated your customer handling processes also. So in that case, they have reduced their cut out their cost in terms of the employees. They require less employees, and therefore they have lower cost. So now today they have millions of book titles, and you can find any book you want from them on the Amazon. Now, entrepreneur always has to be a forward thinker. So before, as I told you, the opportunities become obvious. You should quickly move and consolidate it. So 1994, as I told you, Jeff Bezos read that was it was growing at 2,300% a year. How fast this web was going up. And he quit his job and started benefiting from the phenomenal growth. And then today is the history which have been defined by Amazon. So this is a matter of fact. This is important. A can-do attitude. So when I say a can-do attitude, what does it mean? The entrepreneur has to be a visionary. You have to be an optimist. You have to be strategic. You have to be confident and very honest. Then, and such entrepreneurs are willing to go where others have never thought. And they will not give up their dream. Where others will say it is not possible. So if an entrepreneur cannot win the game, he will change the rules of the game. How? By coming up with this new solution to the problem. So when a new solution is available, means this is the end result of the game. So again, do attitude will play a very important role. So entrepreneurs, they're always challenged by these words. It can't be done because they do it with a positive attitude. Then a visionary and a leader. They always lead from the front and others follow them. And doing this, they generate value for themselves and also support others. So as I told you, Amazon.com, they have created value for the millions of customers because it makes them easy for them to find the books they need and that too from the comfort of their home. And it has also helped the other authors to sell their books with the help of Amazon website. So in this process, when Jeff Bezos has led, he has become $4.8 billion richer, which is almost equivalent to 365 billion cash. Then they always act as leaders, entrepreneurs as leaders. Because entrepreneurship is the only source of new wealth and new productive jobs in the society. Because if you can serve only 1 to 2% of the population, you become a successful entrepreneur. And the moment you do it, the whole society will be a part of it. The countries, they have always nurtured this entrepreneur culture, and the countries which have nurtured this, today we are seeing they are the most successful and dynamic. So entrepreneurs are at the heart of success of modern economies, and our nation is also moving towards it. Society should always encourage and reward the entrepreneur activity. These entrepreneurs are risk takers. So when I say risk takers, so it means they're not afraid of failure. They're not fear of anything, whatever it may come. Because their mindset is like this, that they have to be focused and a can-do attitude help them to take that risk. So they always acknowledge those failures and are ready for it. But if they fail, they can quickly learn from their mistakes and keep on trying it unless and until they become successful. So as I told you, Jeff Bezos is one of the live examples of this taker who was left his job, well-paid job rather, and he found this Amazon.com, and without any guarantees of success, but only with a vision that the web is the future. People will be coming on the common digital platform. And this is how he started taking risks. And today, there's nothing to speak about. It's a history. The entrepreneurs as visionaries. As I already told you, they have read about the huge growth. 20 commodities he started with, selling the books in the large market. And he keeps on improving by addition of more number of commodities. And today, he's selling almost any product you thought of is available on it. 39 million customers is the availability on the Amazon today. Then another one, Michael Dell Computer. You see the person in this picture who is wearing this black blazer. He has a very good passion of hardware knowledge, playing with the hardware, that is the computer system. And what he do, he started playing with this computer hardware at the age of 15 at the school level and had a continuous focus at the college level. At 15, he has opened up this computer and played with those hardware, took knowledge how their people are working, and he starts selling this hardware in its friends community himself. And he is having a great passion for whatever he has learned. He has been a good mentor. He has been always a good mentor. And he always goes to the universities, to the colleges, and share his knowledge with this student community. Because he was at that time building up what is the need. He wants to make aware about the generation of the computers which is coming in with the future set. Because not only today we are talking about the quad core and i6 and i7 configuration, and maybe in the future what not. So this was the vision which he started with. It was his passion to play with the hardware, and he started building it by directly communicating with his friend circle first, distributing the components of the hardware in his friends community itself, sharing his knowledge in the university, giving the lectures in the university, demonstrating his knowledge over there, his skills, and today he is the largest PC maker in the world, and that too out of his college dormitory started. I told you at the age of 15, he tore up the computer and put it back together and starting selling to his friends himself. And this is how he started building up his business. So, as I told you, see this guy, he's giving a lecture, he's sharing his knowledge, right? So this is of the Stanford University, where he has been delivering his lecture, sharing his ideas. And this is one beautiful history of this person, Michael Dell. You see the George Bush. American was into signing an agreement with a German company that is Schneider. They were talking about their satellite hardware parts, and he wants to have an agreement with the Schneider. And who was the best person? Michael Dell. He was a special invitee in that particular agreement meeting to talk on pros and cons of the Schneider components which we are purchasing. And he was the only person who objected on that particular treaty, because of which this Dell were banned in Germany for many years. That impact is there because skills, right from his school days, he has shaped them. And that skill were being renowned. An American, they called him, President George Bush, he was a special invitee that matter. Germans did not like the way he counterattacked those hardware components which were being utilized. So, as I told you, this Dell was being banned for almost a year in Germany because he put up a big question mark on the speed and the throughput which the German company Schneider was selling to the German for the satellite system. So today, Michael Dell, a big titan in computers, with a personal wealth of more than $30 billion, and he's an inspired millions to most of the entrepreneurs. Then he did it, if you know him. Started with a popper. Everybody loves him. A music composer. Always give us the live shows. And the way he dressed, it was his fashion. So people were crazy about his dressing style, his looks, what he's going to wear, the way he is approaching. So he thought of converting his celebrity status into a business issue. And today, his interest is in clothing, backed by productions and music. He has the restaurant, he has his own studios. So you see, passion of entertainment being seen as an opportunity and converted into a business. You see, the brand which he used for his own passion, and then those to be converted into a business. You see now, in Los Angeles on May 2, and when he was attending this particular California. At that time, he launched that restaurant along the John Clough business. So you have to think of the opportunities, how you can convert your ideas into the opportunities and opportunities into the business for becoming a successful business. Then, an African, Case Nawal, is a big tycoon in oil industry who was given a good competition to the Americans in terms of the oil industry. Born in a family, family of agriculture. So today he became one of the chairpersons in most of the energy-based companies. And today SAMAC is a multi-billion-dollar industry powerhouse, starting from a small agriculture commodity farm in Africa. And today he is a business tycoon in the oil industry. So in 2002, it was number one on the Business Executive 100, making the list for the first time in 2002, coming from an agriculture background. And 2006, he was named as the Business Executive Company of the Year. And today, $179 billion company. So he is a big tycoon who has flourished his business with his ideas, simple implementation of solar power, how it can be used in a small agriculture, commodities first, and then he started building up. So people who have gone through the pain and bearing those pains in their life, they have converted those opportunities, they have accepted those challenges, and they have converted them into the ideas. Then Oprah Winfrey, everybody knows. Big consultant, a sort of consultant. He used to consult people. So he converted this passion itself into business. Today he has Oprah magazine, he has Oxygen Media. Maybe more than $1 billion is the personal value. So business of counseling converted into business. So this is something which I want to share. And today he has a big Ortho studio in in our time, people were crazy about this Oprah Winfrey. Nobody wants to miss it. The way her approach was in counseling these people. And he has taken this opportunity of counseling into converted into this. Then, as I've given you some glimpses of the entrepreneurs, how they have been a visionary, how they have been a leader, how they have seen opportunities, how they have converted those opportunities into business, and how they become the successful entrepreneurs. This comes only when people have the need. And needs are everywhere in your surroundings. So my request to all the audience today is, so it's a personal assignment. You write one-page article about something which you dislike in your everyday life. And think like an entrepreneur. And try to find out an innovative way to fix it. You're not going to get marks over there, but it will change your life. Right? But nobody can say that I like everything in my daily life. Something or the other is always being disliked in your everyday life. Try to find it. Write a one page about it. Why you dislike it? And how you can change this dislike into liking. Try to find out in a little way. The moment you find out, you become an entrepreneur. Because you have given a thinking process into the need, into the problem, and then you have tried to find out a solution for yourself. So unless and until you are satisfied with yourself, you cannot help the society. So first try to figure out what is your need, how you can convert your dislikes into likes. But think as an entrepreneur. You can take these live examples which I have shown you. And then please follow this process. Find a need, identify an opportunity, and take advantage of the resources which are available with you. In doing this, in thinking of this design, you have to have a solution based approach. It means you combine what is desirable from a human point of view, what technology is feasible, what is economically viable, because it is useful in tackling these loosely defined complex problems. Because when you understand those human needs, things will become easier to design. So design thinking process put a maximum effort. How you think about your design, how whether it is feasible or not, whether it is viable or not, and keep it in mind. The focus should be a human side. Because ultimate, we are serving the human. Check out of the technology. Is it really a solution? Is it really a solution? Is it serving the need? Is it converting my dislike into like? Is it helping the society? Maybe a few segment of the society. But this has to be given a big thought of process before going into some solution. So there are different phases. Why I have to take critical design thinking? Because unless and until you take every aspect while thinking of a particular solution, you cannot convert your ideas into implementation, the real product, the real customer service, the real customer service. So the first thing is you have to empathize. Then you need to define. After defining, you need to ideate. When I say, because empathizing means you see some, I'll show you some glimpses. Then empathize. Then you have to define what is actually the problem. Then you come up with ideas. Ideas may be thousands. Maybe a hybrid of the ideas can come up with one particular idea, which is feasible, which is viable. And then you start thinking of prototype. Once you do the prototype, revert it back to the customers, because customers only are the person who are going to test it and revert back to you. Because you are designing a particular product, you are creating a particular service to the society. Society has to use your product. Society has to take your services. If they are not satisfied, then people are not going to purchase it. Or they are going to put money on it. So the thing is, whenever you design a prototype, you have to take all these aspects, rethink it twice, thrice, keep on consulting with the customer's feedback. Because segment of the customers which are going to use your product, they need to give you the feedback. So you have to redesign it based on the customer's feedback. And then again, test it. And then see whether it has really served the purpose on which you were thinking of, whether it has served the society, and keep on doing new innovation into it, because customers' need will keep on changing with the time. Customers' need will keep on changing with the time. They don't want to use all those old products in the new phase of their life. So you have to keep on redesigning. So there are some laws of information designers, very beautiful laws which are being stated by Hick. He states that the time it takes to make a decision, it increases with the number and complexity of the choice. So what does it mean is how much time you take to make a decision, it depends upon the complexity and the number of choices you have considered while designing. The Miller law, he states that minimize uncomplicated design. They are the best when people need to make a decision, because you cannot make the design so complicated that the customer cannot use it. They're not able to handle it. So it has to be minimalist in terms of the complication, easy to handle it. Then one rest of effect. It says that the design has to be such that it can help people recall information more easily. So items that stand out from their peers are more memorable. So these are some basic laws of the information designer which have been very well stated and have been utilized in the critical design thinking process. Then you need to talk about the cutting edge technology. So when I say cutting edge technology, it refers to your technological devices, the techniques or the achievements which you employ in the most current and high level IT development. It means they are also known as the leading edge technologies, or today that we say that the state of the art technology. So it means an enhanced version of the already existing technology. So the different aspects of design can be the industrial design, the design thinking process, the communication design, and you see there are three broad concepts of it. That is what form of design you are doing, what is the functionality of the design, whether it is a human-centric approach will involved in it. So these are also the aspects which a designer has to consider while designing. Safety aspect. You've seen these different flower vases available. People have innovated this. Earlier it was like this. The people have for reduction the cost, they have reduced their sizes. So it can be hanged on the iron strips. But in that case, balancing has to be seen whether their safety aspects is taken care of or not. Even though they have been fancy, but people are using it in multi-story buildings. So these are some aspects of design which you need to take care of. So these are something which I'm showing you as a part of it. Then USP, unique selling proposition. So you can see now this slide. Which bike would you like to ride on? Earlier we have seen this. Today we are talking on this second phases of the bike. So nobody is now interested to walk on that particular bike. It used to come in old days. Even though they were more reliable, they were very tough. Today the features which are available on these bikes today, in shapes and sizes, being attractive, it is good. New technology has been introduced. These brakes have been introduced, which are not there earlier. But concept is same. The old bike is also going to take you to the destination. The new generation bike is also going to take you to the destination. But why people would like to buy it? Because of the shape, the design, the thinking approach, the mileage, the horsepower, and what's not. So with the innovation, the new concept of new bikes will be introduced. People are ready to spend almost a lakh on this fancy bike. Then brand building, as I told you, car, which was coming in earlier segment. Today we are seeing this car. So which car would you like to drive now? So we have to think in that. We have to redesign, keeping in mind the segment of the society who are going to use it. Because all the segment of the society are not going to buy this fancy car, the luxury cars. How many segments of the society you are covering up? Which geographical boundary regions you are involved into to serve? That also is to be taken care. 3D pen. These are the new innovations. Today 3D pens are available. So how this approach? How this approach? With the way of thinking approach. We have to think out of the box. And today we are having the 3D pens available. So this is because what I am telling is the proof of concept will always lie the way you think. You have an idea, you have a concept, but ultimately that concept has to be implemented somewhere in real-time domain. That concept is meaningless unless and until it serves the society, it serves the human-centric values, it is more important. So, as to the last think of in this pandemic, we have seen how the health health sector has collapsed. But thank God, we are blessed to have our nation entrepreneurs who have helped us in coming out of this pandemic in large segment of the society, which are being affected. But over a period of time, nobody knows what else we are going to see in the future. So we have to reshape our healthcare technology management, our healthcare information technology, so that in the future we are ready with such for handling such type of pandemic. And we are still into that particular phase. We have not come up. So we need those cutting edge technologies with state of the art technologies to reshape our healthcare technologies and healthcare information technologies too. And how we can change it? The two cutting edge technologies today available are blockchain and artificial intelligence. So blockchain, as we know, it is being a big booster to the supply chain management. We knew that this vaccine, COVID vaccine, they were being to be delivered to the hospital and they have to be taken at a particular temperature. So this blockchain technology has helped to provide an optimal mark, optimal path to deliver it to the hospital. And the artificial intelligence, big boom, is going to play a very major role in the coming future in the healthcare industry. So, as I told you, blockchain, it has become already a backbone of the healthcare industry because data is at the same time coming from a powerful resource and is a big constraint in the multi-level ecosystem. And complicated paperwork, the massive delays which we have seen in the hospital, and miscommunication, which are one of the top issues which were attached to the data management, and they have been well recovered or have been refined with the help of this blockchain technology. So when it comes to using, managing, and interpreting the blockchain, it has become a go-to solution in those heavy data sectors, and healthcare is one of them. Why I'm focusing on this healthcare? Because this is a major sector which is going to play a very important role for an entrepreneur to come up with the good opportunities and converting those opportunities into the businesses. What is the real world scenario? By improving the interoperability between different healthcare platforms, from hospital database, from insurance claims, from pharmaceutical needs, and supply chain logistics. You have to keep on improving the interoperability and storing and managing of the health records. And that too on the cutting edge technology that is the blockchain platform. It will allow the patients to protect their data and give access to them upon the request, as well as improving the information management between the different healthcare entities. And definitely it will reduce the centralized control over their patient data sets, and it will boost their medical research and their treatment. As I told you, in supply chain monitoring, Chronicle is tackling one of the most prominent use cases for blockchain in healthcare. They have developed a platform where they can track those pharmaceuticals, their blood, the human organs, and in health records also, it is enabling the users to store and management their health information in real-time domain statistics. And then health claims management. They have developed an API for healthcare verticals such as your insurance claims, your pharmacies, and identity management. So overall, it provides a secure network for different sources of the patient data which are being gathered from the multiple sources. Then the impact of AI in healthcare. So artificial intelligence and ML, that is machine learning, it refers to the use of complex algorithms which will be designed to perform certain tasks in an automated fashion. So when the researchers, the doctors and scientists, they inject the data into the computers, so the new algorithms which have been built up using this technology, that is AI, they will review, they will interpret, and will suggest a best solution to the complex medical problem. So AI and its subsets, they're used for medical diagnosis to diagnose the patient with specific disease. It is already on the implementation. Then 3D printing technology, human tissue and blood vessels, the custom prosthetics, the medical models in the educational industry, the learning and anatomical replicas, the surgical tools. So 3D printing is another technology which can be used and which is coming up like anything for modification of such type of things. So this is another focus area of research for the young researchers. Prosthetic arms, a very well-known fact for the disabled. So this has been in the most advanced prosthetic lab, a new arm which have been designed by the University of Ottawa professors, and it has been implemented and successfully showing the results. And seeing this, now there's a big, what we call it is a big business in the healthcare industry related to this prosthetic products. Maybe in terms of the arms, in terms of the legs, in terms of the limbs. So now the prosthetic is another advanced research which has to be looked into. Then nanobots. Today we are talking about the nano robots, the nanite or nano machines. So these devices, no doubt, they are into the final stages of the development, and only a few of these machines have already been tested. Now the thing is, these nanobots, what they are going to do? They will facilitate the interaction on a nanoscale, maybe synthetic or maybe biological, which will able to function at an atomic level, and they will perform a pre-programmed task which have been defined in this nanobot. So this is nanobot is again an emerging technology which the people can think of as an opportunity as an entrepreneur. Then mobile health, everybody knows the mobile health. The old age people who cannot come to the hospital, they have been directly infected, and remedies have been solved only through the digital platform. Then interoperability and clinical informatics, as I already told you, it has to be a major concern to be taken care of in the healthcare for the individuals and the community. And a clinical informatics system where the information system needs to be designed for use in the critical care environment, such as in ICU. And now I'll show you some real innovative design, innovative wearable design. Everybody has gone through this pandemic, and people have to take precautions. Even the big malls, you can see it over there. So wearable design. So in this particular case, you can see the persons who are standing on one particular tag, and this tag is again being programmed. The moment a person moves out of this tag, immediately he will be intimated, and a person who is sitting at the counter will immediately address him to be on the tag. So this is for maintaining the distance. So people have to be aware of. So these are some innovative designs which have been thought. Then personal protective equipment. These are designing. So this is how you are innovative. You can see these fences, personal protective equipment which people are using nowadays. So this is also, people have seen this as an opportunity, and people have started building up this as a product, big business. Then Internet of Medical Things. So IoT is now a big boon, and everybody wants to connect with each other with the help of the cloud, that is, with the help of internet. So we are going to see the smart hospitals very soon. So this is the new era where the entire hospital will be smart. Smartness doesn't come from the smartness doesn't come from the appearance. It has to come from the functionality. So it's an overview of the smart hospitals, how the people will look into it. So now coming on to the actual pitching, when I say this pitching means there are 12 concepts. It's now I see that on this particular platform, people you have from an engineering background or maybe from an MBA background and all. So thing is, whenever you're putting up your ideas, you're going through the project, minor project, major project, you have to present them. So it is in this just the same way, whatever concept you have developed, you have to provide a proof of it. So you only get 2 to 3 minutes to talk. So it means you are getting only 3 minutes to pick up. So in that particular case, please remember these 12 important taglines which you require to keep it in your 3 minutes. The thing is a greeting, a tagline that is the initiative which you have taken up, then a problem which you are going to share up, and what solutions you are providing. You can showcase your product, then your selling proposition, what is the business model, background, and finally the result. And what are the team efforts, what individual the team has involved into, what is the call for action, and when you wrapping it up, where you started, you wrap up with a conclusion that this is how we have highlighted. And never forget to thank the ventures who are going to invest into this. So keeping in mind, my last thought, it is always putting the person, the human at the center, whatever you do, because no matter what industry or sector you are into it, there is a human in there somewhere. So just anticipate and consider their needs. So any queries are there, I'll be happy to share with you. Thank you from my side.
Thank you very much, Dr. Naveen Rathi. You explained everything in a very simple way, and it definitely added to our share of knowledge. And once again, I'm thankful to you for this valuable session, which also showcased the life journey of a few famous entrepreneurs and various technologies. With this, I conclude our today's session and thanks everyone for joining. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.